It's trash day, I'm putting you out, it's trash day. Putting you out, it's trash day. Putting you out of my mind. It's trash day, I'm putting you out, it's trash day. I'm putting you out, trash day, I'm putting you out of my mind. Now I'm gonna clean up, now I'm gonna clean up, now I'm gonna clean up the house.
And welcome to a special edition of Can Crushers, the Asylum edition, as we will be recapping the last night event. Mark Martinez, Paul Buller's special guests, Colin Maines, and the English professor still taking notes from last night. I don't know what the hell he's writing down right now, but it's time for some morning beers. And they're beers. That's all you need to know about it. And we are set for some action. And we'll have the secretary tell us what's going on.
Is that me? I'm the secretary now? All right, I thought it was an English professor.
He goes from the professor to the secretary.
I've been demoted.
Yeah, you got demoted hard.
Last night, we went to Asylum Wrestling, their very, very first card. And I would say, for their very first card, I was pleasantly surprised. I thought, all in all, it was a pretty good show.
I do agree with you. It was a very good show. There was some things that needed to be different. And like you said, it was their first show, so they got to work on stuff. It was good.
Overall, I was very pleased myself. I hadn't been to a wrestling match since 2013, so this is my first one in 5 years. There were a little...
Colin's sheltered, by the way. He doesn't get out. He's from Sheffield.
The sun burns. But I would say there were some botches during the evening, but overall, it was a wonderful show and a lot of fun.
Yeah, to get there right off the bat, the owner, before we get into the matches, comes running out to us. He's like, we have the arrival of the Can Crushers. And the hospitality, from that minute, I felt welcome. I felt part of backstage, part of the the ring and everything. I had a great time. They're welcoming. And then midway through the show, Mama Dukes comes over and gives us a hug.
Says thank you for everything we do. And I don't know if we do that much, but I guess we do a little bit for them because we do plug their stuff. And I'm glad that we did start plugging it because that was... there was some highs, there was some lows, and there were some really highs.
There was some crazy highs.
And we'll get into that when we go.
Crazy
highs.
Yeah.
I said, did you do that on purpose?
No, it's Sunday morning. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
We're so funny.
Just worked it in there.
Yeah.
Let's start out with the first match.
Yeah, there was 3 matches in the beginning, which they called dark matches, but then that got squashed, and they were called... Pass or fail.
Yeah.
Pusher. Where are you, TLC this morning?
I was.
Or Salt and Pepper, not TLC.
No, I'm still shooping it up. All right. John's got the card written down, so he's going to be the moderator, more or less, for this.
I say in great detail.
Yeah, I took some notes.
Notes. You ran out of 2 pens. You ran 2 pens out of ink. That's not some notes.
It's like 5 pages. That's nothing. I can do that in my sleep. The opening match, the manager came out. It was a guy with a cane.
Matt Bish.
He used his cane to provoke the protagonist. There was a guy...
We don't use that word on here.
Provoking?
The good guy.
Language?
Sorry.
It's an explicit show, but come on, man.
He poked the good guys.
The baby face.
All right. He poked the good guys. There was a guy who seemed
you don't
like
have names written down at all, do you?
A missing link type thing. He had like a furry outfit.
It's
he only
Uggy.
knew
Uggy.
Uggy. That's right. Uggy.
Ugg.
So the first match was Ugg against Butch Gartino.
I had Butch Gartino down. Yeah, he, a lot of these indie shows, if you guys remember way back in the day when we were going, Mark, the guys sometimes looked like guys we already knew. Like, there was a show way, way back where we saw, like, a guy that looked just like Hacksaw Jim Duggan and did all of Hacksaw's stuff. And there was a guy named Rowdy Bobby Piper, which was a complete...
I would say that sounds like a complete ripoff.
Maybe just a little bit. In any case, this Butch guy, not that he was a ripoff by any means, but I think maybe you mentioned it, Mark, or one of you guys, he looked kind of like Chavo Guerrero.
That was definitely Noodle.
That was Noodle that said that. Okay.
As soon as it come out, I was like, "Oh, Chavo."
But he was good. He established himself as a heel by leaving a kid hanging. He went for a kid held his hand up for a high five, and Butch held his hand up. And when the kid went to smack it, the guy took his hand away, yelled at the crowd a little bit. So that was good involvement. I got to say, the ref from the very beginning stole the show. That guy didn't take any crap from anybody.
He was on the count 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'd say I thought the ref was fantastic throughout the entire thing. I give him credit for staying in there as long as he did.
Yep.
He was there for.
He only sat out one match.
Yeah, and that was a crazy match.
Yeah, no hold.
When you didn't need a ref anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
But give that one to the rookie. That makes sense. Give that to the rookie ref and let the boss ref take a break. But the ref did a great job, like conveying his message to the crowd of what was going on, and if somebody happened to yell something, he had a quick answer right back for him. So I thought the ref was the best part of that match.
He was overall a great character.
Okay, with the ref, who won the match?
Augie wins the match with a reversal, and we're moving on to the second match.
Yeah, that's right. We're talking about wrestling.
Fashion Police. You don't want to comment on anybody's outfits or anything?
Not that one.
Oh, okay. We'll
We'll
go down the road.
We'll get down there. Next up is Marty Ocean against the man that never quits.
Yeah, that was a good match, too. I thought Marty Ocean looked good. I thought they were both pretty athletic. I thought the strikes in that match looked really good. The knees, the elbows, the forearms. You could hear meat hitting meat. Hopefully they didn't hurt each other, but I know it's a family-friendly show. I'm sorry. You could flesh hitting flesh. How about that?
That's even worse.
I would say I don't really know.
Marty Ocean gets the win with the perfect flex. We're moving along once again because we're explicit, but my God, keep your meat away. The next one is El Gigantor against Crazy Shay's girlfriend. We know her as Laura.
We know as Laura. I don't know what her ring name is.
Well, we apologize too. The sound equipment there, for the ring announcer was.
If I had one critique, I'd turn the music down a little bit and turn up the mic for the announcing, or just kill the music when he's announcing. He kind of whispered a little bit, and I was worried about that.
Walking to the ring right now.
Yeah, it kind of got drowned out a little bit.
200.
So this was a good match between. I mean, you guys see the pictures of Paul. Paul is roughly the same size as El Gigantor, and Laura did a hell of a good job.
She did, man. It was believable. There were some like power move spots. El Gigantor was kind of throwing her around, and I'm being perfectly honest, and I have this in my notes. The guy was such a good heel that he made me mad for beating on this girl. He made me want to get out of my seat and get in the ring.
Yeah, I will give you that. He did upset me with that. I'm on the same page with you. He was a good heel. There was a couple miscues that I thought were going to be really dangerous, but it wasn't that bad.
I think one thing that personally sold it for me, he didn't take it easy on her.
Yeah.
Like, that's where it sold for me.
Yeah, if he was going to power slam her, he power slammed her.
And you saw where she got a lot of her stuff. She got a lot of her stuff from the women today. I was going to say girls. From the women today, you saw the double knees off the top rope like Sasha does. You saw her pull out a disarmer like Becky does. You just saw a few other moves that you see from the Women's Revolution today. So I like Laura. I really did.
Audience involvement. It's so important. And they both did it. The El Gigantor did it by getting the crowd upset, and she did it by trying to get the crowd riled up on her side. So kudos for good audience involvement.
So it was those 3 pass or fail matches. Everybody passed. Nobody failed.
I think so.
It was up to the crowd, and we were cheering just as loud as we were
anywhere
for
else,
everybody.
yeah.
So
I was actually just about to ask, did anyone fail?
nobody failed.
I didn't think so.
There was one person there that failed, but next up was Ron Holiday against Michael Zermato, and
You say tomato, I say tomato. I mean, it's
right,
what it
split
is.
personality with this guy. He was his own manager. I like the shtick a little bit. Ron Holiday, I don't know what he was a little bit. He was more like a...
Yeah, he did the... he gave like an oral sex gesture to the crowd on his way out.
He was like a skinny Val Venus.
Yes!
If you guys remember, hello, ladies.
I do remember that.
Yeah,
But
right.
he had sexy chaps on. Sexy chaps.
Oh, I knew that you were going to wait for this dude to be the fashion police.
Well, as soon as he came out, though, he just screamed, "Oh, that's the heel right there."
Oh, without a doubt. What do you got?
It was a bulldog off the top rope by Michael
Zermato.
That's what won the match. I thought it was a decent match. I thought Michael I thought he was a good athlete. I liked the split personality when he had the jacket on. He was the manager. When he took the jacket off, he was the wrestler. He kept the jacket half on, half off, and fought with himself. I thought it was a pretty cool shtick. I thought it lost a little bit of focus in the middle. The match did, but then it picked up, and it was a good finish.
There was a part at the end where he was having trouble getting the jacket back on. Do you guys remember?
Yeah,
Because the sleeve was inside out. Yeah.
Sleeve was inside out. He playing with it, then he put it back on. He was back into the character. So, kudos to him.
Next match up is the gauntlet match, and this is probably the roughest part of the night for me. You know, we're not gonna pull any punches. This was probably the roughest part of the night for me. Burt Blair against Thorne, I believe his name is.
Wasn't there 4?
Yeah, there was 4.
Yeah, there were 4.
Yeah, but I mean,
Let's
we'll
just
go
start
in.
out with.
Yeah,
It was Burt Blair versus Thorne.
he was a Viking. The first match I was okay with. Then Thorne blew up a little bit.
If you're going to do a gauntlet match, you've got to be in gauntlet match shape. If you're gonna run through 4 guys, you got to be ready to run through 4 guys. You can't run through one guy and then all of a sudden be like, I misgestured this. I don't think I'm ready for this, because he was gassed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's nobody here in that kind of shape. Let's just be clear.
Yeah, I'm not
All
doing it.
right. All right. Speak for yourselves. I mean,
You were the one that woke up at 8:01 and we were going to start recording at 8.
all right. Well, let's not start pointing fingers here. Come on.
So what? Next up, Thorne wins the first part with B. Brian Blair, and then he starts fighting Trigger, who comes out with
The Full Moon Indian.
and she got the best shots all night.
She got the crowd involved. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
I know that
I
there
still
was
have
at
pictures
least
on my phone. I can't wait to look at them later when I'm back.
Bootylicious. Let me just say that.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with it. Not too big, not too small, full. It was a nice shot.
Yeah, Becky'd like it.
I'd say I'm about to call my girlfriend, tell her we're done, and try and find her.
So Thorne wins over Trigger again. You have anything for that?
He was a Johnny Cash type.
Yeah.
That Trigger. Yeah, it was pretty cool. He came out to a Johnny Cash song, had long hair, long beard, a cowboy type hat, long black jacket.
He
Trench coat?
kind of
Trench
reminds
coat.
What's a cowboy type hat?
You two in this fashion police stuff.
I was gonna
What
say,
was he wearing? We're gonna have a whole show of who has the best outfits. Ring
New
a
Day.
Ring a
New Day and Sasha. Nonetheless.
I was gonna say he actually reminded me of a
If you say
member
The
of the
Undertaker-
Wyatt family.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I think I said that to one of you last
I
night.
thought he was one of the Gun Brothers.
Smoking
Billy
guns?
Bart and
Pow,
Trigger.
pow, pow.
Billy Bart and Trigger Gun.
So next up, Thorne wins again, and now he's going to fight Thunder Bear, who comes out with the headdress, so he's a legit Indian.
Right. And in a cool little moment, they kind of acknowledged one another. And I remember thinking, I wonder if they're part of the same tribe, if they're part of different tribes, the woman and the guy that was coming out.
Oh, yeah,
And
I did
they,
see that.
they took a quick look at each other and gave a quick bow, and then the guy was on his way to the ring.
He should have scalped her on the way by.
Just pull an Inglorious Bastards on it.
Thorne wins that one, and then out comes the final opponent, and that would be Enigma. And John and I looked at each other right off the bat because we've seen Enigma before at other organizations. He puts on a great show. He does.
Yeah. We met him, not that anybody cares, at a Sheets after a wrestling match once. We said hi.
He didn't care for us.
No.
How
Not
much
too much.
Viagra do you have to take to get your hair to stand up
That was
high?
incredible.
Oh,
His hair's got to be at least a foot long.
Yeah.
And it was straight up in
You
the
were
air.
jealous.
I was a little jealous. I don't know how he does that.
That would look great on you in the back of the garbage truck.
it actually looked so much better standing up. And later in the show, did you guys see him when it's down?
Yeah.
It just kind of looked like a limp noodle on his head. But
I just want to be clear. So, like,
You put Limp and your name together, by the way.
I just realized that.
I just want to be clear that clothes cannot be discussed, but hair's okay.
Hair's okay.
Hair's all right.
Yeah,
just so we're perfectly clear. All
Because
right.
I was jealous of the hair. I'm never jealous of the outfits.
Funky white boy. Next up, Enigma wins the whole match with Death Valley Driver, more or less.
Right, yep.
So, what does it do for the Gauntlet match? I don't know. Maybe play something in the future.
I was actually surprised Enigma won because I thought the way the Gauntlet match was going, they were setting up, I already forgot
Make
his
him
name.
Thorn, like a Viking. Yeah.
Make him be the winner. And
Right.
even though he was clearly, out of it.
Next up is another Marvelous Enterprise match as Trevor Gaines goes against the Warwolf.
The manager got booed as soon as he came out of the curtain, which speaks
Matt
volumes
Bish.
for him. He established himself at the beginning of the night, and so when he came out, the fans already knew who he was, and they let him hear it. So he did a good
Nobody
job.
thought he was one Marvelous Bish.
You've been waiting since about 8:30 last night to say that.
I
haven't you?
really have. It was his jacket said Marvelous Bish on it, and I'm thinking, ooh, you just set me up all day tomorrow. I can't wait. Thank you, sir. Perfect heel, though.
He is. I don't know. His cane has stoppers on both sides, so it's kind of like a
dual
baton.
threat.
Oh, dual
Dual
threat.
threat Kane.
So, with some outside interference, Gaines gets the win. After the match, Bish beats down Trevor once again. Is this a feud we could see? A lot of stuff starting for the first ever show, so I don't know. We'll see.
We're starting to get to see what these guys' characters are, and we'll see them more.
Yeah.
That was the match with the Warwolf, right? Was that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to point out that guy did a great job selling.
Warwolf?
Yeah, I mean, he's in a chin lock, and he made you think he was fighting for his life, and the beatdown he got after the match, laid there for a while, opened and closed his eyes slowly. I mean, it's the little things like that, guys.
He reminded me of a younger and, not as buff Drew McIntyre. He had the same look. When he came out, I saw Drew McIntyre on him. I didn't see Warwolf, so maybe a little change of character there or something, whatever. But that's where I saw him. Next up in the ring is Lincoln Jones. Talks about a promo about the tag team match. This guy's got some skills. I like his mic skills. He chatted. He seems like he... I wasn't paying attention a lot because I was just sucking it all in. He might be the voice on the DVDs when they were recording or something because he was more in the back. But he's had some issues with Riot City. He wanted everybody to know that he's there.
So, not knowing anything about this show,
Right.
I thought this guy was a good guy.
So did I, yeah.
And we'll talk about this in a little bit, but this guy played off a perfect good guy that was like, oh, so we don't like Riot City because we're supposed to boo them. And then he talks about this other tag team and
The
then
rapprochement.
And then like I said, it was
Paul's ready to
was a
spoil
great
it for
sell.
you. Paul's ready to spoil it
I'm
for you.
trying not to spoil.
So then we had an intermission, and, intermissions, we all just hung out and talked to people. It was great. I don't know if you have notes on the intermission.
On the intermission?
I thought there was
You
one
guys
more
were
match before
staring
the
at this
intermission. Wasn't that crazy?
1985 wrestling magazine. I couldn't peel you guys. There was a wrestler in the back. She was topless. And you three were just looking at this magazine. I'm like, God, fellas.
Was she really?
Yeah, you guys wouldn't know. You guys wouldn't know because you were reading your magazine.
John purchased a WrestleMania 2 VHS last night for $3. It's free on the WWE Network, but he likes it for the clam.
I mean, where are you going to find that these days? For
Probably
$3?
Ferragenes. You could probably walk in and steal it off the shelf for nothing.
I don't think Ferragini still has their movies on
kidding.
the...
Well,
All right,
well, still, it's vintage.
Thank you.
I agree with you. I was
It's
actually,
vintage.
I was actually quite jealous when you bought it.
Hey, you guys had your chance. You all stood there
He
and
didn't
looked at
because
it.
he had no cash the whole damn night.
I was sitting there begging the wrestlers for their paycheck. Good job night, man. Can you spare a quarter?
So we get to the last three matches, and they're all pretty much main events, and Noodle's got one more thing to say.
Wasn't Crazy's match before the intermission?
You
it
missed
was-
Crazy Shay's match.
No.
Yeah, it was before the intermission, the contract on the pole match.
Yeah. All right, well.
I have that after. I took notes. I have
Oh,
the
well, then
intermission
maybe
and then I have the
it was.
I, was
contract
gonna say,
and the
I
whole
thought
match.
for sure it was.
Well, We were drinking.
Suck it. So we have the contract on the pole match, which is Crazy Shay against another part of Marvelous Enterprises Sinful. And this match stole the show.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty darn good. They did a little bit of working the ring apron, which
That's the hardest part of the ring.
Yeah, and you've seen like a guy do a move on the ring apron, and so you think like all these types of matches, what does a guy work? The leg, the knee, the neck. These guys worked the apron. There was about 3 or 4 moves.
I'd say they went all around to all 4 corners.
They
and
went
slammed.
Yep.
There was suicide dives. There was, and that's hard to do because we were probably about 3 foot away from the ring.
Well,
Yeah.
well, there was a couple suicide dives during the night, but sometimes it had trouble selling, but they didn't. In my opinion,
This was the match of the night.
Yeah, this was pretty darn good.
They absolutely killed it.
Crazy Shade did like a stripper pole swing around thing.
That reminded me of 619 Rey Mysterio.
On the stripper pole.
On the stripper pole,
Yeah, exactly.
And he said that himself.
He did. After we talked to him afterwards, we got interviews to throw in as well. So we'll be throwing in some interviews. Right after we get done with this one, we'll have Crazy Shays, actually.
Oh yeah, so we'll have to. Yeah, I can't wait for that. It was nice talking to them guys after the match too.
Yeah. So this match, the end was rough because it happens.
It was unfortunate. Yeah,
We've seen it before, even in the big organizations. The contract fell off. We've seen briefcases fall off in the WWE. We've seen everything, and they tried to get it back up to sell the ending. Nonetheless, they put 2 and 2 together, and it worked out.
So we're just gonna skip over it. We're just not gonna talk about it. He climbed up 15 feet in the damn air.
No, we're not skipping over that.
Ending of the match. Let's talk about the ending of the match.
No,
Okay,
he was on a rafter, for Christ's sakes.
There is an I-beam that ran across the ring, and it had to have been about 15 feet in the air.
for sure.
I did not think he was actually going to get on the beam. I thought he was going to jump off the ladder over the beam onto his opponent. But he got on it, stood up, and it reminded me of Superfly Snuka on the steel cage.
Nice.
Yes.
And it was, and he took his time up there.
Oh, yeah.
I would have, in my mind, I would have started having doubts. He took his time, played off the crowd, looked down at the crowd, and he leaped off.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't just fall, he leaped.
And mind you, he's doing all this barefooted. He went to the old school barefoot.
Yeah, that had me nervous, man. I just thought this guy's going to break an ankle with all the falls he took, and yeah, that was nuts. He jumped off the beam, did a flying body press.
I know they're professionals and all, but for a split second I thought in my head, man, I hope he lands on him.
Yeah.
Because if not, this might go kind of bad.
Yeah.
This could hurt.
This could hurt. So, Marvelous Enterprises win. El Gigantor comes out. Matt Bish is controlling stuff with his wielding cane. So, Crazy Shay got the loss, but here's what he has to say after the event. Can Crushers backstage once again, and this time we're with Crazy Shay. You got done dirty tonight, sir.
Man, it's the story of my life. Every time I seem to achieve something great, I get right to that final rung, and I get swiped back down, man. It's the working man. It's just, I mean, literally, I'm going home. I've worked out of my shoes. This is literal bullshit. I worked out of my shoes tonight.
His shoe is literally falling apart.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now.
I mean, I've worked myself into everything, given everything I have. I had it at the grasp of my fingertips. It was right there to be ripped away.
So this isn't over though, right? You're not just gonna
Marvelous
give up.
Enterprises is on your...
A lunatic will never quit. We will never stop. We are the Asylum. They may be unfireable, but that's even better, because guess what? You may not be able to be fired, but you can quit. And I promise you, if anybody can make you quit, I am a devious son of a bitch when I need to be. I will do everything I can to make your life hell. You want it in? It is the monkey's paw, brother. You're in. Now, what you gonna do?
October 20th, Asylum comes back, and I know we don't want to leak anything that you have planned for them, but...
Man, this is the Asylum, hell. I just made 3 matches as they happened. What are you talking about? We're seeing injustice and we stopped that. Hell no.
I seen a guy fly 15 feet in the air today. And
Off of the rafters.
Off of the rafters, coming down from the sky. So this is a big event, and we're in Clearfield. We're close to everything. So come out and watch October 20th.
October 20th, I can promise you, the show is called Caskets in Clearfield for a reason. I promise you there will be a casket match. I can promise that right off the top of my head. I'm not a fan of how the last match went. The heavyweight title changed hands. Let's make them earn it. No more, one-on-one in the casket match. Johnny Cross. They are some 2 big dudes. I give him a chance to see if he can make good on what he did.
Well, the Can Crushers are ready to go to the Asylum, and we hope that you're ready to go to the Asylum with us.
We will see you October 20th here in Clearfield once again.
Hey, how about this? How about I give you 2 free tickets for the next show? You do whatever the hell you want with them.
Tremendous interview, Mark.
You were with me, you dumbass.
Yeah, but your journalistic skills are fantastic.
Yeah, I know.
I like you.
I can stand you sometimes.
What's the next match?
Tag team title match. They are crowning their first ever tag team champions, and it is between Riot City and the Reproachment. And not skipping over you, John, me and you have seen the Reproachment before in a 5-star and in big time. So we know kind of how they work.
They were really good. I know
They're
you guys.
dastardly.
They are.
It was the mustache, wasn't it?
It was.
Crazy Shay's match, as we said, stole the show. But for me, this tag team title match, I mean, if Crazy Shay's match was 1, this was like 1A. I thought this was every bit as good without like the crazy high risk stuff, but just overall a good tag team match. What you would expect. A lot of double teaming, distracting the ref.
The ref really lost his way in this match.
Yeah, he had it all night, but then he lost it here.
I say it was a tight match. Everything was pretty right on it.
Oh, we got snaps during the show this week.
These aren't
I
sound
say,
effects.
are those not allowed?
This is real life.
I didn't look at the Can Crusher rules before I was on here, so I'm
Well,
sorry.
you should. Damn it, you should, because that's...
No, don't worry about it. I'm telling you, because every week Mark goes like this with the air quotes. Expecting the podcast to see it, and I'm like, you're air quoting, and they don't see our faces. They have no idea we're air quoting.
I say, well, that will cost an extra $5 to show my snap or hear my snap, I guess.
Oh, you can't say snapper, can you? Oh, whatever. So let's get back to this
You
tag
need to
team.
buy beer next time now because it's crazy. All right, get back. What do you got, Document?
Again, I thought
That was a good one.
Secretary John says this was a really good tag team match, as I mentioned. The only part I didn't care for, there's no guardrails around the ring. You're going to do a suicide dive. Usually the guys you hit go flying. You can't do that or you'd end up in the couple's lap in the front row.
Which, by that guy, the guy in front of us was awesome.
Yeah, he was into it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would not have done the high flying moves if you're not going to be able to do them properly. Overall, I thought it was a really good match. And then we see Lincoln Jones come out, who is, you mentioned, Paul, you thought he was a good guy, and he pushes one of the good guys off the top rope or shakes the rope, and the guy hits his junk on the corner or something like that.
So Riot City is not the heel. Reproachment was the heel. I did not know this. So here's this guy who comes out, Lincoln Jones, helps out the Reproachment. They get the win.
And then the Reproachment beats his ass down.
He gets in there to congratulate him, and probably one of the best sit-down power bombs I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
It was quite fantastic. Lincoln sold it.
Yeah.
He was like, he's
still selling it right
still
now.
selling it right now. He's probably in bed thinking, Jesus, like, why?
They had a kid, Ethan's 12. They had the kid that drugged Lincoln Jones back must have been 13 and about 50 pounds lighter than E. but he sold it good.
And he had to sit at the back table. I don't know what he did, whether he was doing sound or something like
that.
that.
Sound.
But he still sold the pain the entire time. It pained him to hit a button, and it was great.
Well,
man.
they actually went back and kicked him again on their way back.
Did they? I didn't see
yeah, like, and I'm like, oh my god, they're doing a great job. Watch him get in his chair, like.
Next up is a triple threat match, and this determines the number one contender for the show on October 20th. It's Johnny Cross against the bearded villain against the big man Steve Gaspar.
Well, the big man wasn't supposed to be in this match.
No, Skeletor was.
Skeletor, and there was some chair shots heard around the world.
Oh, so that's what was going on.
Yeah,
Right.
we heard 3 big bangs, and the bearded wonder there said something unfortunate happened to Skeletor. Okay.
And then Pete Gaspar comes out. You remember Pete Gaspar? He was part of the Mean Street Posse.
Was that? Are you serious?
That wasn't that guy.
I was like, holy cow, he looks terrific.
Nonetheless, do you want to talk about the match?
Yeah. I'm a very literal person. I thought that was really it when you said that.
Document.
You know, it told a good story. The baby faces double teamed the heel, got him out of the ring, then had some good scientific wrestling with one another. The heel gets back in the match and does some dastardly things, and he gets the upper hand. So, as we all know, guys, the most important thing, the athleticism is always a good thing to have, but can you tell a story? I thought those 3 guys told a good triple threat match type story.
Yeah, I liked it. I really did. I didn't know what Johnny Cross was until we got to talk to him afterwards. You know,
his
came
ancestors didn't tell you?
Well, they told me after, but during the match he had fatigues on, and then he had, like a painter's hat.
I say his character was a little confusing. It was like he went to a Goodwill shop and just picked out the most random stuff.
Oh.
That is noodle, by the way, so we might only need 4 tickets in October, nonetheless.
Yeah, we'll leave. We'll go with 5, but 4 will come back.
I mean, I'll stand outside and watch from a distance just so I can get to the car
From
in time.
Sheffield.
Here we go. Let's talk to Johnny Cross because he got the win. He's the number 1 contender. Can Crushers behind the scene with Johnny Cross, the new number 1 contender for the heavyweight title.
First of all, congratulations. What a hell of a match.
Thank you very much.
What do we got to look forward to next on October 20th?
So let me tell you one thing. My ancestors, baby. My ancestors telling me, they talking to me right now. They telling me that the loot is coming to me. They're telling me that Kendrick Kamari's title is in jeopardy. It will fall right into my lap. That's what my ancestors is telling me, baby. That's what they telling me.
I love that. I love to hear that. I'm glad that you get to talk to your ancestors, too.
All right, you can talk to your ancestors as well. You got to listen to them. You got to shh. They'll talk to you. Trust me. Mine talk to me. I know yours will talk to you. They're sitting with you right now.
They're telling us to drink beer right now.
Yeah,
That's what
they're
they're telling us.
After a great event like tonight, we got to get a couple beers to crush. Like, that's what my ancestors normally tell me.
All right. So October 20th, you're back. You got the heavyweight title match, and you're after Kendrick. But what else is going on with Johnny Cross just besides Asylum? Tell us where you are, what you're doing.
I'm here and there. I'm in Delaware. I'm in PA, DC, Maryland. I'm all over the place, man. I'm all over the place. Rampage is probably the closest thing to here that I'm all over the place.
We follow it.
I'm tag team champions over there with my homeboy Ray Rumble, and
So you got tag team champions in Rampage and now heavyweight championship because the ancestors are talking to you,
baby,
and we feel it too now.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
All right.
Listen, you got to listen. People think I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. I'm telling you, they're talking to me right now. Right now, they're telling me to say some crazy stuff about Kendrick, but I'm not going to do that. Not live on air. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. Okay? You're a vampire. You're a leech. Oh wait, I can't say that. Leave me alone. Can I get some peace? Can I please get some peace? I know this is not playing well, but look, I'm talking to my ancestors right now.
You listen to them and you keep talking to them. Hey, we thank you for your time.
All right.
Have a good match next on October 20th when we come back.
All right, baby.
We're excited to see you.
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, give me the loot.
So I still don't know what my ancestors are saying to me.
I know what they're saying to me, Mark. I got to finish this beer.
I've been done, Paul. You're slacking. So that brings us to the 4-way elimination match for the heavyweight championship. And it's going to bring out Grey Wolf, Marcus Waters, Kindred, and the Funky White Boy.
The Funky White Boy was the man.
You got the shirt.
I did get the shirt, and he got screwed over horribly. Marcus had a handful of tights. The crowd on the right side seeing every part of the Funky White Boy.
Bottom.
It was old tan cheeks wasn't old tan cheeks. I'll tell you that much. The moon was out and it was big and white, bud.
Yeah, he got screwed over rather quickly. We do have an interview with him. We'll finish the recap of the match, and we'll talk with Funky White Boy.
One thing I want to mention that we forgot to mention with the tag match, the belts that they had.
These guys' belts are amazing.
All the belts were
oh
gorgeous.
my God, they were gorgeous. They looked better than the piece of crap I brought.
No kidding. It also didn't say noodle on it either. But
Funky White Boy got the kids involved, which was fun.
Yeah.
He started like a soul train going around the ring. He got all the kids...
Oh, you like the Soul Train here, but when No Way Jose does it, Marcus, this is so stupid.
It's the song. It's the song. I knew a couple of the kids in there. You know, Cyril Yorns brought little Zane there. All the kids had a blast.
Yes, they did.
You know, that's number
Jesus
one.
Christ, some of the kids were the biggest heels of the night.
It's Sunday.
Well, he was talking to Jesus, praying for him, man.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm talking.
Praying for these heel
I'm talking to
kids.
my ancestors, should I say?
Okay. So after Funky White Boy gets eliminated, it is this Waters and Kindred and Grey Wolf left.
Yeah, Marcus Waters was eliminated when the guy who spits blood. Kindred went to hit a flying body press and hit Marcus Waters by accident. And then the
Grey Wolf.
The Grey Wolf got the pin. So that eliminated Marcus Waters from the match. So that left Grey Wolf, who then wins the match with sort of like a Polish hammer, a Polish power, Ivan Putski type.
Yeah, it was like he was holding a baseball bat and just slamming people. But the Polish hammer, the axe, whatever, is against Kindred. But he didn't win the match.
That's right. Yeah, the ref was down.
Where are you at?
That's
The
right.
ref got hammered with the Polish hammer.
Yeah, he got actually hit first. The ref got hit first, and then he hit Kindred with it, and then all of a sudden Marcus Waters come back from backstage and levels everybody with the title. In the finish, as he hits Kindred, because Grey Water's already down. Grey Wolf. Grey Water is pretty disgusting, but
murky.
He hits Kindred, and Kindred just falls on Grey Wolf. Out cold. But instantly, the ref wakes up, 1, 2, 3. The crowd is like, what the hell just happened?
And Crazy Shay comes out and says, what the hell just happened?
He did.
He literally said that.
Yeah. So your new Asylum Pro Wrestling champion,
heavyweight champion of the world. Get excited about it, Marcus.
Is Kindred.
Yeah. But the story's not over, right?
No.
Crazy Shay came out and made an announcement.
So at the next pay-per-view, I was going to say, the next event, it's already Kindred against our boy Johnny Cross.
And I think that we hear that there's going to be a casket match.
There is a casket match.
It's caskets in Clearfield on October 20th in Clearfield, Pennsylvania. And Mark is scampering over because he's trying to find stuff. He found it.
Yeah, it's called Caskets in Clearfield, October 20th, same thing. We have already got the announcement that we'll be giving away 2 free tickets once more.
We will not do it the way we did it before. We will have more of a fan interaction. You'll have a little more time. And if you win these tickets, show up or tell us you can't show up. That way we can give them to somebody that needs them or deserves them.
Somebody that'll appreciate them.
Yeah.
We need to be appreciated.
So, yeah, the flyers out. We're going to get those out that Crazy Shay gave us to pass around. We're excited.
Here's Funky White Boy with an interview.
And we're backstage with the Funky White Boy. You were in the 4-way match for the first ever Asylum match.
Heavyweight title match.
Yeah.
There you go, Mark. I got you. Don't worry about it. You kind of got screwed over today. What happened?
You know, first of all, let me just say, Can Crushers guys, I really enjoy your podcast. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate what you guys are doing. And I'll tell you what happened tonight was old classic screw job, old-fashioned one. They had the back of the tights. Marcus Water, he played a little dirty. I was up on him for a good 10 minutes, and I was about to make the pin, grab my hoo-ha, you know what I mean?
He did.
And, I'm sorry, hoo-ha.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay,
You're
yeah,
good.
all right.
That struck me by surprise. I'm sorry.
I'm not quite sure about that referee, if he was wearing glasses or he had something in his eye, but it was quite obvious when I stood up, half of my butt cheek was hanging out because he had a handful of it. But you know what? This wrestling, I'll be back on October 20th. The revenge will be mine. And I'll tell you what, Marcus Waters, you got to better watch out. I'm telling you right now because I'm going to come for you.
Good. I'm glad to hear that you're coming after Marcus. That was very dirty what he did to you. Any previews? Anything else? Like you
Man,
got...
I'll tell you what, man, I'm all over the place right now. I just came back from Ohio, doing right now a little bit in Wilmington, a little bit down in lower Delaware. Staying busy, you know what I mean? I try to stay local as possible. This is about a 4.5, 5 hour ride, but I'll tell you what, this crowd was
that's
great.
not local.
No, it's not. But I'll tell you what, man, Eric Shea's a good friend of mine. He's been helping me in this business a long time. I would drop anything to come out and help in this new taking off in the new Asylum Pro Wrestling. It's really
Yeah,
really
it was a great event for the first one here in Clearfield. I can't wait till the 20th of October to come back.
It's only going to get bigger, guys. I'll tell you what. The world travels fast, and from what I understand, there's not a lot of wrestling up here. And if it is, it's doing it real small. I guarantee it's going to be triple this next time we come back in October, especially after the night we just had. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. And you know the Can Crushers are going to be here to support you for
Hey,
sure.
I appreciate it. Hey,
100%.
guys, yeah.
We're funky white boys with you, man.
Hey, man,
We're
you guys got my
little
T-shirts?
dance.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's it, man. Hey, just do me one favor. You can't fake the funk on that nasty dunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for having to talk with
Hey,
us.
Can
man.
Crushers, pleasure's all mine.
Thank
Again,
you.
Thank you so much. Pleasure's all mine, guys.
Don't mess with that funk, Paul.
He's funkadelic, man.
He's a great guy.
He was very charismatic. He's mad that he got grabbed by his hoo-ha, as he put it.
Yeah.
He did.
Who wouldn't be mad? You know, another dude grabs your hoo-ha.
Right.
Mark.
Mark wouldn't be mad about that.
Oh, yeah. That was payback from calling me gay the other day, man.
It's Sunday.
Don't think I didn't forget.
What do we have to say overall about the show, guys? One at a time. Let's just one sentence. What we thought about the show, and we'll start with you, so the pressure's on, John.
All right, you're asking the English professor to keep a paragraph to one sentence. I thought overall it was really good.
Holy shit! You listened, Colin.
Phenomenal.
One word.
Wow.
You didn't give me a sentence.
Take that.
It's going to get better, and there's room for improvement. But for a first show, it was awesome.
Yeah, he used conjunctions. He used and but, so he did make that all one sentence, just for the record.
It was a run-on. Don't worry about it. But
All I have to say is thank you to Asylum. This was a great partnership for the first time. I loved it. We loved it. Damn it, I can't wait until October 20th to do it again.
That's 5 sentences, and that was a paragraph.
yeah,
I say
Mark
welcome to,
doesn't follow his own rules.
Yeah,
It's Mark's podcast, so
welcome to English 101 again. I know no one wants that.
King Can Crusher.
Hey, remember, just because you're trash doesn't mean you can't do great things, Paul.
It's called a garbage can, Mark, not a garbage cannot.
We'll see you guys on Wednesday with the normal recap.
This is the last Warrior Grey Wolf, and I must officially state on the record for all to hear, as a professional wrestler, that pants are overrated. Paroof.